What up, good people? It's the Country CEO back in the house again. Look, with another video. Game upon game, that rest upon game, that upon game, right? Subscribers, family, friends, we love you. We're back again. I want to talk today about a little bit more about what we talked about Saturday. Is the dump truck business for you? I want to give us a little bit more. We didn't talk about this, what I'm going to talk about today with the title. We talked about in that area, but this is something, this is a little bit more building on that. If you are not willing to grind and get it out the mud, the dump truck business is not for you. I say that not from an investment standpoint. For y'all guys jump me and say, well, I want to look at it from an investment. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about owner operator that's on the truck. If you're not willing to get it out the mud and to grind, to build, to sacrifice, then the dump truck business is not for you. This thing at moments begins to be a week in, week out grind, especially when you're building that thing, man. You know, obviously, just like anything else, once you get it to a certain point, you can kind of relax, take your feet off the gas a little bit as it relates to the amount of stuff that you have to do. But you have to get to that point. And so a couple of things come to mind. Again, you can't be lazy. Let me say that. You can't be lazy, man. You got to be willing to get up and go get it. I got some guys going to Mississippi in the morning, got to be there for 6 o'clock. And it takes 45 minutes from here. They got to get up at their houses at 4:30 in the morning and get ready, get here and fuel up and ride out. You got to be willing to do things like that. And of course, you know about the night work and weekend work. But you got to be willing to grind, man. We've had 3 good weeks. You hadn't heard me say anything about monsters. We hadn't had no monsters, but we've had consistent good weeks. I don't have any complaints. Now we're heading into the 4th week. That's the grind. I'm trying not to miss a day, man. You know, I had the Blue International. Went down last Tuesday evening and was down Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Man, I'm counting. I'm like, oh my God, that's downtime, you know, because I'm just in that grind. I know what it takes. I want to get it all that's on the table to get. I don't leave food. My grandmother used to call us in to get supper in the evening time. And she used to have stuff on there like squash and spinach. And I wasn't interested in eating that. But she had a rule. She say, you're going to eat it all. Food is hard to come by. So you can sit there with your lips stuck out crying. Ain't nobody going to rescue you. You going to eat it or you going to sit there. And so she made me get it all. And maybe that got something to do with it. She messed me up because I don't believe in leaving a doggone thing on the table. That's the kind of dog mentality you got to have in building something to get it where it needs to be, y'all. So you can't be lazy. And the second thing I'm going to leave you with is that you got to be willing to build. You're in build mode. You're grinding because you're building. I like how that sounds. You're grinding because you're building. You're working towards something. You're stacking blocks because you're building metaphorically a house, right? This business, you're trying to build a house. And so it's a step-by-step process. You can't circumvent building a business. It takes steps. You have to go through the process of building. I've never seen them pull the slab after they put the walls up. I've never seen them put the roof on and ain't pulled the slab yet. I've never seen them sheetrock the walls and hadn't even framed the house yet, right? It's all a step in the process. If you're going to grind, because if you're going to shine, but you can just know you got to do some grinding, right? That's all I'm simply trying to tell you. So as I close this one out, if the dump truck business, if you're considering it, just know you got to be willing to grind. You got to be willing to get it out the mud. You can't be lazy. And then secondly, you got to be willing to build. Y'all be blessed. I'm gone.